Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Pragya of Class 10D of St. Andrews Scott Senior Secondary School. First of all, I would like to say thank you so much to Mrs. Shweta Malhotra, my biology teacher, who gave me the opportunity to present this in front of you and also helped me to encounter my all the fear and shyness. So, guys, you all must have experienced a time in your life when there's some changes in your body. Basically, all these changes occur during a phase of life when the child is becoming adult and reproductively mature. And this phase of life is something we call as adolescence. During adolescence, many morphological and physiological changes can be observed in one's body. These changes are not identical in males and females. In males, it can be seen their body becomes more muscular, the appearance of the hair on the body, in the genital region, armpits and all. In females, it can be observed as enlargement of breasts, their hips becomes more broadened, and also the appearance of hair on their body and genital region. So now, adolescent is the only phase of life when someone is becoming capable of reproduction. But the question is, what is reproduction? So reproduction is a process by which new individuals can be produced of the same species from the existing organisms, which are the parents. And just like all the other life processes and the associated organs are similar in males and females, but if we talk about reproduction, then this is not the same. In males and females, the process of reproduction occur differently by different special reproductive systems. So let's talk in brief about two reproductive systems of males and females. First of all, we will talk about the male reproductive system. So here, there are various parts in the male reproductive system: the testes, the penis, the vas deferens, and some accessory glands. So what are the functions of all these? So if we talk about testes, so testes is an oval shaped organ which is no more than 2 to 3 centimeter in width and 4 to 5 centimeter in length. And the function of testes is to produce the male sex hormone, which is testosterone, and male gametes called sperms. Now the next is the vas deferens, which are also known as sperm ducts, as it transfers the sperms produced by the testes to the penis. And this transfer the male gametes into the female body. Along with all these parts, there are some accessory glands also: the seminal vesicles, the bulbourethral glands, and the prostate glands. These glands secrete enzymes in order to provide fluidity to the sperms and to nourish them. The next is the female reproductive system. There are some various parts in the female reproductive system also: the fallopian tube, the uterus, the ovaries, the cervix, the vagina. Now, let's talk about the functions of all these parts. If we talk about the ovaries, then just like in testes, the function of ovary is to produce the female sex hormone, which is estrogen, and the female gametes, which are ova or egg. Now, the next is fallopian tube. Fallopian tube are also known as the oviducts, as these transfer the ovum from the ovary to the uterus, and this is the site only where the male sperm fuses with the female egg, and this is also known as the site of fertilization. Now next is uterus. So uterus is a muscular part of the female reproductive system which receives the egg and where the developing embryo gets implanted. Next is the vagina. The vagina is the only place where the male sperms get transferred from the penis. Now, how does the process of reproduction take place? So, during sexual intercourse, the male penis transfers the sperms into the female vagina, and through the cervix, which is the door-like opening, the sperms enters into the fallopian tube where the ova is kept. And the ovary secretes ova every month, and for this the lining of the uterus becomes muscular in order to receive that ova. So the sperms fertilizes with the ova in the fallopian tube. As I told you earlier, the fallopian tube is the site of fertilization. So this forms a zygote. this zygote, after 4 to 5 days of development, gets implanted in the uterus. This embryo now gets implanted in the uterus, and for the further development, it gets implanted in the uterus. It takes about 40 weeks of time to get developed into a baby, for a fetus, and this period is known as gestation period. And after the whole development, with the help of the contraction of the uterine muscles, the baby comes out of the mother's womb. In this way, the process of reproduction takes place. Now, what if the fertilization does not take place? Then the ova, the muscular lining is no longer needed, so it will get shed, and along with the dead ova, some of the blood vessels, it gets come out of the vagina in the form of bleeding, and this is known as menstruation. This occurs every month and with a time gap of 20 to 30 days, and this cycle is for only 2 to 8 days time. Now, as reproduction includes an intimate connection between the two bodies, it makes a very high scope of sexually transmitted diseases. So, we can using condoms, which is a covering over the penis, can prevent the diseases to some extent. And also, reproduction involves a female to get pregnant, and for this, a female needs to be ready for this phase of life. If she don't want the unwanted pregnancies, then it can also be prevented by some contraceptive methods. These contraceptive methods are of 3 categories: by using mechanical barriers, by using chemically, and by using surgical methods. Mechanical barriers includes using condoms and copper T method. Condoms are a covering of the penis, while copper T is an intrauterine contraceptive device. As it is an intrauterine contraceptive device, it can cause irritation in the uterus of the female. Next is the chemical methods. So chemical methods includes taking hormonal pills by the female, and the female, when takes hormonal pills, it changes the hormonal balance of her body and will stop releasing egg. As it includes the changing of the balance of hormonal balance, then it can cause some side effect also. The next is the surgical method. The surgical method includes vasectomy, tubectomy. Vasectomy in males and tubectomy in females. Vasectomy includes the cutting a portion of a vas deferens or simply block the vas deferens. And just like vasectomy, in females, tubectomy takes place. In tubectomy, the portion of a fallopian tube gets cutted or simply block the fallopian tube. In this way, fertilization can be prevented. So with this, I am done with my presentation. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for your precious